This is a brand new product that I am excited to show you. This is Dip Your Car's brand new peelable body armor. So in today's video, I'm going to explain to you exactly what this product is, what it should be used for. I'm going to teach you how to spray it, and we're going to spray my entire Audi Q8 in peelable body armor. So if you're ready, let's get started. So first, let me walk you through exactly what our peelable body armor is. If you've been following Dip Your Car on social media for a long time, you know that this is a product that we've been working on and fine-tuning since 2015. Couldn't be more excited for it to finally hit market. Essentially, it is a do-it-yourself, peelable, super tough, super durable textured coating that is designed to protect the exterior of all sorts of different vehicles, from cars, SUVs, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, side-by-sides, anything where you want to protect the OEM or the factory paint from the elements, brush, outdoors, rock chips, Rocky Mountain or Arizona pinstriping, anything that's going to abuse your factory or OEM paint, let this take the abuse for you. So, first things first, let me show you a little bit more about how to spray the product. The peelable body armor is going to be sprayed over a full Plastidip base, and you want your peelable body armor and your Plastidip base, of course, to be a color match. So we're doing black peelable body armor today on my Q8, so we've already got the black Plastidip down. So the peelable body armor comes in single gallons and in complete kits. Those complete kits are going to include everything you need to do your vehicle in the body armor, from the Plastidip gallons, the peelable body armor gallons, the accessories, and of course, a sprayer if you need one. Now, when it comes to the sprayer, you're going to use the Dip Your Car G4 sprayer to put your Plastidip gallons down. When it comes to the peelable body armor, you've got an adapter specifically made for the body armor, and it's really cool how it actually connects. So you're going to take your G-Force gun, and you're going to unclip the bottom here, rotate, and all you're going to do is take the handle, snap it right on, and you're ready to spray your body armor coats. Now, when it comes to the gallons, believe me when I say this product is thick. You are going to want to stir it carefully. Make sure that you don't spill it, and it's going to be thick enough so that the solvents, the tints, and everything aren't really going to settle too much, but you do want to blend it. So once we get that fully blended, you're going to carefully pour this directly into the paint cup on your body armor gun. So just like the DYC G-Force gun, you want to look underneath and make sure that your paint tube or your pickup tube is pushed in and faced in the right direction. And then, I wasn't kidding when I said it was thick. Now, this stuff does dry in the air pretty quickly, so you don't want to leave the gallon sitting around without the lid on it. So we're going to fill up our paint cup here. And we've got a demo hood right over here so we can give you some close-up demonstrations of exactly how you want to spray the body armor, because it is easy and it is do-it-yourself friendly, but there is, of course, a technique to it. So we're ready to spray. We've got a test panel here with black Plastidip down. We've got our body armor gun here attached to the Stage 1 G4 sprayer. That was the turbine that this product was developed on. So there's a couple settings that you want to keep an eye on for the body armor gun. Up here, we've got a bit of a red dial. And what I like to do is just kind of keep that a little bit in the middle. You can go all the way narrow, all the way wide. I find like the best results are right in the middle. Then you've got another red dial back here, and this is your product flow. You're going to crank that all the way to the right so that you get full flow. Now, what you're going to do is you're just going to really go back and forth. And if you've been a dipper or a painter in the past, this is going to feel weird, because you're not flowing a lot of product out, you're not fully wetting out the surface. You're really just splattering that texture on. And once you get the technique down, it's actually pretty fun. Now, one thing to keep in note, if you're spraying this product in hot climates, like I'm in South Florida right now, it is 92 in the booth, you want to keep a microfiber towel on your side, because what you want to do is make sure that this tip here is always kept clean. And in super hot climates, it can dry up and clog a little bit on you. So what I like to do is just keep a towel in my left hand, and as I do a pass along a panel, I just give it a quick wipe from the bottom to the top, clear it off, and keep moving. If you're using this in cooler climates, likely not going to be an issue. As far as distance, you want to find your distance. It's about 6 to 8 inches away. and you're gonna do the 50% overlaps like you normally would. You don't wanna be too far back. You might think, well, the farther back I am, the more aggressive the texture's gonna be, but you don't want the product to dry in the air. You want it to land wet in little splotches, little texture, so that I can actually bond and form on the panel. So watch what I do and then try to mimic that. So that's all there is to it. You're literally just gonna go back and forth and just use the gun to build up the texture as you go. If you look at the panel, the little splotches on there are nice and wet. They're not drying in the air. And we're just gonna keep building our way up. The more coats you apply, the more protection and texture you're gonna get. My recommendation, between 4 to 6 coats should be perfect. Now, we're gonna take this to the Q8 and do the whole thing. Now we wanted to play a little bit with the durability of this coating. Now obviously we needed to design it to be as tough, as durable, and as protective as possible while also maintaining flexibility so it can be peeled off and you can go back to your OEM finish. Of course, there are catalyzed 2K bed liners out there, and they are rock hard. However, they're also permanent. Once they go down on your vehicle, there's no going back. That could hurt your resale value. It may not be for everybody. So this is a great option for people who want exterior protection, but the flexibility of going back to the factory finish. So with that, it still is quite durable. Let me try to demonstrate what you may find yourself experiencing on the road. So you may just kind of hit some branches, hit some leaves, maybe you hit them a little bit harder, maybe you run into bigger branches and trees and you decide to plow right through them and drive all the way through. Now the whole point of this coating is for it to take the abuse and not your factory finish. So if you're driving through massive branches like this and you're just plowing through, the idea is for this to take the abuse and not the paint underneath. And the beauty of it is if you get some wear and tear over this over months or years and it's time to refresh, all you have to do is clean the surface and you can actually retexture and reapply the peelable body armor right on top and go basically back to ground zero and have it be fresh again. Now obviously the coating isn't bulletproof, but if you drive through anything that would normally scratch your factory paint, the peelable body armor is going to do a great job protecting it. So we just finished having some fun with the hood. I'm just going to take a little pre-dip spray and see most of these surface scratches will come right off. Obviously the coating isn't bulletproof, but again, the whole point is for this to get beat up and not your factory paint. See, most of this stuff wipes right off. And the whole goal is to make sure that everything underneath is still safe. So I'm just going to start a little corner here, work my way up, and the entire coating is peelable and it leaves that factory finish perfect underneath. All right, guys, I'm going to bring the Q8 outside so you can check it out. Now, if you want to spray peelable body armor by yourself, there's some links in the description box below. It'll take you to either the gallons or the complete kits. And remember, those complete kits include everything you need to get this job done on your own vehicle. And if you don't want to spray it yourself, there's also a link where you can find our DYC installers and see if there's one local in your area. Now, after I show you the Q8, I still have two important things to show you. This product comes in 12 different colors. So I'm going to show you a sample of all 12 different colors. And at the very end, I'm going to walk you through a whole bunch of tips and tricks that may be really important if you're going to do this project yourself. Either way, I hope you guys enjoy the body armor. I will see you on the next video. Now, when it comes to cleaning and maintaining your peelable body armor, it's pretty straightforward. Most of the time, you can just hose it down with clean water. You, of course, can wash it using a washing mitt and plenty of dip wash and water. Keep it nice and lubricated and it'll wash up really nice. Now, while it's not required, we highly recommend using our new Dip Coat ceramic spray. It's a protective spray that you can spray on and wipe into both Plasti-Dip and the peelable body armor, and it goes a long way as far as making sure it keeps clean, making sure it's hard and slick to the touch. It really does make quite a difference. Now, when it comes to spraying the peelable body armor, it's actually quite fun, but there are two techniques that you really want to make sure that you dial in, especially if you're going to be spraying in warmer climates. The first is just getting in the routine of wiping the tip of the nozzle as you spray. There's no way around it, especially in warmer temperatures. As you work your way around the car, you're going to have to just do a quick wipe as you continue going. When you start spraying with a clean nozzle, you'll notice those larger splatters and droplets coming out and hitting the car just the way you want them to. But as you wait too long and the tip starts to get clogged a little, the droplets will get a little bit smaller. You may even see a bit of a spider webbing effect, and that's a notification that it's time to wipe. The second technique is just making sure that you're not too far away from the surface. You don't want to be right on top of it. But if you get too far away, the droplets can actually dry in the air and they're not going to land in wet splatter the way you want them to. So as you're spraying the car, if you notice you're seeing very small little texture, almost fuzzy, that means you're spraying from too far away. Now, when it comes to time in between coats, you're going to spray your first coat of peelable body armor just about 30 minutes after you sprayed your last coat of Plasti-Dip spray. And in between coats of the body armor, you're going to give between 10 and 20 minutes depending on your temperature. In warmer climates, you can go a little bit sooner because it's going to dry faster. In cooler climates, a little closer to the 20-minute mark because it'll flash out slower. The peelable body armor gallons come tinted and ready to spray, but of course you want to blend them well before you pour them into the paint cup and start applying them on the car. Now, some of you may have drill attachments that you use to blend stuff like Plasti-Dip spray or even paint, but trust me when I tell you that this stuff is too thick for most of your drill attachments. So the best thing to do is just stir them really well for about 60 seconds using the wooden paint sticks. Now, if you've watched our videos for a while, you're probably familiar with the term peel when wet. That's when you're dipping a car and an area of your masking material is making direct contact with some of the dip on the panel of a car. And what you want to do in that area is peel off that masking while your last coat of dip is still nice and wet. So when it comes to Plasti-Dipping a car and then applying the peelable body armor on top, what you want to do is do your peel when wet areas after your last coat of dip while it's still nice and wet. Let that dry and then remask with a fresh line there right before you do your peelable body armor. That way you get clean lines, no issues when it's time to break it down. Now, just to make sure your gun is working in tip-top shape through the whole project, there's a couple best practices that I want to share that we do every time we come over to refill the paint cup. So, just like the regular G-Force gun, there's a breather hole on the inside. If you follow the paint tube down, there's a bit of a base here, and there's a breather hole right here. You want to make sure that's nice and clear. The other thing that you want to do, especially if you're in a warmer climate, you see this front yellow trim piece here. If you pull up and down on the two tabs, it comes off. So you want to give this a nice clean wipe on the inside and outside with either xylene or naphtha, and make sure that's nice and clean. And on the inside here, give this a wipe as well. You just want to make sure this is clear at all times.